You know, we always say, you know, the words of Nipsey, don't stay safe, stay dangerous.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Stay dangerous.
You got to. You got to. Well, speaking of staying dangerous, this nigga Hove, man. So, I mean, I just gotta get
It's the rock.
I just gotta get your thoughts on this civil
It's
suit
the
at this point.
rock. Yo, man, yo. Hey, yo, I've been just listening like a lot of old shit Hope has been saying. Hope been talking this shit for a long time, man. You know, you won't get one red dime out of me. All type of shit. I guess he meant that. I guess he meant that. So you gotta look. Okay, so Hope's in a very unique situation, right? He's in a very unique position. Um, and this is not to say Hove hasn't done any fuck shit. I don't know if I don't know I don't know Sean Carter. So I've never been in a room with Sean Carter. I've never been around Sean Carter outside of a concert. So let me preface that by saying that for somebody says I'm Jaguar right. I'm not saying he hasn't done anything. I'm not saying he has. I don't know. I'm not in that world. This shit is clear he didn't do. He didn't do this shit. And for people to continue to try to push this narrative because they don't like his success is crazy. It's the most evolving, ever goalpost moving story I've ever seen when it comes to this. And Hove is coming out swinging like every time it comes out, he like Mike Tyson to the body shot. Boom. Him and then the lawyer come with the left. Boom. Like, hey, they on some other shit. And it should be over already. I'm surprised it's Monday morning. Man, Tony should have been. They need to start snitching on each other first off. The client needs to snitch on the attorney and say he forced me to do it, and Tony needs to snitch on the client and say, "Well, nah, she she told me this." But it's Monday. Somebody should have been in the courtroom saying, "Cancel this. We're done. We're done." I don't understand what they're waiting on. I get it. They're trying to save face. They're hoping something comes of this where they can save some type of face. But the longer you wait, I mean, Hov said it. I'm gonna overcharge you for what you did to the Cold Crush. And Tony, it's about to be called Rock Nations and Associates soon. Watch it, brother. That defamation. Trump got 15 million.
I have a hunch about what might be happening behind closed doors.
Oh, they're definitely talking. How do we get you to not kill us? Not kill.
No, I don't even think it's that.
I don't mean kill. I mean financially kill.
I think the lawyer is probably paying off and getting in bed and signing an NDA with his client before they drop it. That's what I think is happening. Because if what everybody suspects happened, and that the lawyer coaxed her into being a victim, or the lawyer didn't correctly vet her and just took her bullshit story because of who it was attached to, then she can clearly say that either she was coaxed into it or she went in there with this story and he didn't really vet her, he didn't ask her no question. So either way, his license is at risk. So I feel like he's probably talking to her and saying, well, look, I give you $100,000. You shut the fuck up and take this NDA, sign this NDA. This means after you get up out of here, you do not reveal who you are. You are still anonymous. You do not do any press. You do not speak to the police. All that shit. And then he can go on with the rest of his life. I think that's what's happening.
If you heard, do you do it? It can get crazy.
Oh, if you're her?
If you heard, do you do it? Do you sign
it? Because you're not getting no money out of Hov.
You probably sue him for more than what he's offering.
I mean, this lady's not clean.
No.
She's not a victim. So, you know what I'm saying? So she's clearly in on the heist. So, yeah, if I'm her, yeah, I'm a blackmail this guy for sure. We all out for keeps. What you mean? We was all out here. You got me into this. We was all out here trying to get some bread. What you mean? It's not like, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit up here and act like we all saints in the room. No, that's not the case. We all trying to get some bread.
What Hov said, I'm gonna show you all these celebrities ain't the same. I'm not from where you from. I'm from Brooklyn. He meant every word
Oh
of
yeah,
that statement.
sure.
And then you got clown, and we're not gonna leave this subject. We got to talk about these clowns, these clowns that we got out here talking about them. Man,
I mean,
Jaguar Wright, she backtracking on all her statements all of a sudden because you know he's tuning her too.
oh yeah, for sure, as he should. He
But
should have did that years ago. He
but
fucked up not doing that years ago.
I think he got to a point where you know what I think he feels that the reason he's doing it now is because at first it's like I'm not gonna pay it attention, right? I think now he's forced to because he's like people actually believe what you're saying
Yeah,
and they can get some bread off me because of it. They think it's an easy target because you've been out here running your mouth for 10 years.
an unchecked lie becomes the truth.
Yeah, and you know, and now you got all these people out here going, well, he still did it. No, he didn't do this. I don't know what he did in his past, if he did anything at all, but I know he didn't do this. And Jaguar Wright is out there going, well, you've been talking shit for 10 years. Now all of a sudden you tell me all your videos are edited? Stop. All the videos edited? I never mentioned Jay-Z. That was edited. That was her
Look,
exact words. I said, this is crazy.
I can keep it tall with our listeners and viewers. Look, I'm a whole fan, but I can keep it objective. The only
1,000.
two things that I ever knew Jay was foul in regard to females was there was this video that was out in the mid 2000s of him pushing some girl in the head, and like
Mustard.
it was just a bad. He mushed her in the head, and that wasn't a good look. And he kind of came under some hot water for that. And then it was, it's the Beyonce, him, stepping out or whatever. Aside from that, there has been no other instances in which Jay has been linked to being abusive in any way to women. So I just don't understand I guess what I don't understand about the most of the comments I read is people wanting him to be some monster. Like it's kind of weird. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's his time. We always knew he was weird or whatever. Like, I don't understand that shit. Like,
man,
I've never.
people are very intimidated by success, man. Maybe you just ain't. Maybe you didn't work hard enough. Maybe you're not as talented as him. Maybe you got up and went to your 9 to 5 every day while he was out there taking chances. It's a lot of reasons why people become successful, and that's not necessarily a knock on who you are as a person. Maybe they're just better in their lane than you are in yours.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just know that I don't wish no man, no innocent man, to come under these sorts of allegations because the allegations are enough to destroy you, and we've
Yes.
seen that. Like, I mean, I don't know if you heard recently, taking a little side road, but the woman that got the Duke lacrosse players
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that
She
yeah,
came out talking about after she's in jail already, serving 14 more years. Oh, I lied.
yeah, she said I
And
lied
you
about
know me, I'm as they come, but that's just wrong. That's
yeah,
wrong.
she
That's wrong.
destroyed those young men's lives.
They canceled their season. There's
Yeah.
a lot of shit that went on with that, man.
Oh
It was a
yeah, that
lot
was
of shit
that
that
was
went on
big.
with that.
Hey, they're lucky there was no social media around that time. If it was, that'd have been the biggest shit ever.
Yeah, and they just and I get black people's the sentiment out there that that it happened with Emmett Till and others, and I get that. I'm not disregarding that pain, but damn, that still shit happen to them. just
Nah.
just because it happened to Emmett don't mean it should happen to them. And you know me, I'm all about us. So
Yeah, I mean, same on this side. Like I'm all about us, but right is right and wrong is wrong. Like I'm not co-signing somebody having those sorts of
that's
jackets on them.
I want to do who
Yeah.
killed. I want the dude who killed the dude on the train and choked him out. I want him to get punished. I don't want them to get punished for being kids and not
No,
doing
not at
anything.
all. Not at all.
Like
Not at all. This is but I'm glad to see that he's being aggressive and fighting it. That's obviously different from what you usually
he
see.
giving the world another blueprint. Just how you fight
Yeah,
that
for
shit.
sure. But a lot of
Don't do
niggas.
like Diddy and wait. You wait. That's not a good idea. You want to attack it.
But this the thing though. If you jump out there like that, you got to kind of be innocent though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we saw both examples. Like, it's like Diddy jumped out there like, nigga, none of this shit is true. They just trying to get a bag. And then a video.
48 hours later, video.
You know what I mean?
48 hours later, video. Boom.
Yeah, the video just
And
dropped on you. Was like, oh
he's on
shit.
Instagram saying, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did it.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh,
you should have thought about some of the shit that did go down, and you should have just shut your mouth and just not said nothing. Because then when the video dropped, you could have just issued an apology, and then it wouldn't have looked crazy. So with Jay,
or you should have jumped down and said, yeah, things weren't always good between us. Because Diddy got enough information, money, and access and information, know that something's coming. That he could have jumped in front of it and said, it's some things I've done that I'm not proud of before the video dropped. That way, when the video dropped, you like, I've already apologized for this. I told you guys there was some stuff I did that I wasn't proud of.
He could have even said, he could have even went further than that. He could have said, me and her had in a relationship that was
very volatile relationship.
Very volatile relationship.
Physical relationship.
Yes. Yeah, we had a relationship that included domestic violence. I put my hands on her and she put her hands on me. But that was 10 years ago. Them days are over. I'm not on drugs anymore. I'm a better dude, whatever. But I was a horrible boyfriend to her. I'm sorry. And I fucking owe her an apology. And that if he would have just did that, then when the video dropped, niggas would be like, well, he kind of said he did that.
He kind of said he did it. Not saying it's right or wrong.
No.
Niggas still would have been like, well, pay her then.
Yeah, just pay her bread and let her be
paid her, and it would have been like, all right, cool. We saw it coming.
Truth be told, he should have just gave her whatever she wanted before she filed, and he wouldn't even be in prison right now.
And then when she filed to do it in 24 hours, I think that's a direct reflection of why they went out the hole, because they feel like, they just giving them money fast.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They just gonna settle this. But Hov said,
who's advising these niggas?
Hey man, in the words of Nip, who even raised cuz?
Hey, I love how Dion is raising up Travis Hunter though. He won the Heisman Award. What's your thoughts?
Salute. The Heisman committee did this thing and it did the right thing. And I understand that the kid from Boise, Ashton, I get it. Great season. Great season. But you did it against teams like UNLV. And it's not to disregard that, but it is against teams UNLV. And you guys played, I think in conference, I think they played two teams that are above 500. They just didn't play the best competition. And you did your thing, and you're going to get a high draft pick out of it. But to see him do it in the Power 4 conference, because there's only 4 power conferences, even though it is probably the weakest of the 4, he still did it in the major conference. And you know what? He's a unicorn. It's something we've never seen this. Well, let me pause back. We haven't seen this since the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Early 70s. We haven't seen two-way players like this. And, salute to him, man. All you got to do is now keep his girl in line and get out of that love triangle or with his emotion, her and him. Because, brother, you better start listening to some of these old cats. They telling you the truth. You ain't listening now, but they been your age. You ain't never been theirs. Dion, you treat him like your son. You should be in his ear about this.
Dog, you know what it is when they get that age.
I get it. But
sometimes you can't tell them nothing. Sometimes you can't tell them nothing.
He told him like he ain't got no guidance. And that's my problem. You can tell when somebody has some guidance, but they still going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah.
You see that, right?
He's got plenty guidance.
He talking like he's just in the clouds. Like, okay.
No, he's talking with his heart.
His heart, man. He's talking with his
that nigga's in love.
He's talking with the wrong head. That's the problem. He's thinking with the wrong head right now, bro. This broad said she didn't even like you at first. That's red flag 1. She saw that social media fellow and said, oh, hold on. Let me ride this on up to the top. And you fell for you're falling for the okie doke. But you know what? You're going to learn a very valuable lesson in life, young man. Oh, yeah. Someone told me this. The lessons you learn the most is when you lose the most money. 100%. You're going to learn a very valuable lesson in life. Yeah, you're going to. Because you better get rid of her before the first contract over.
You're going to learn today.
That contract really going to be hurt. You let her get past that. Mm-hmm. Go and give it a little bread in the first contract. Hopefully it does work out. But
Hey
this shit.
man, there are certain situations that do. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want
No,
to. I don't wanna
I thought the
feel
same thing
that.
about Kobe, and him and Vanessa thugged it out. So
Yeah, but that shit almost went left a couple times. Low key. You know
Kobe
what I'm
gave
saying?
the best $4 million he ever spent.
All right,
And
man.
keeper the keeper.
All right, man. R.I.P. Man. We not gonna talk too
B, we
much
love
about
you,
the
man.
dead.
B, we love you.
R.I.P. to the B, man.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
so
B was here
Bronny.
right now on some real nigga shit. He be saying the same thing. He be like,
Yeah, for sure. He
yeah,
would. He would. That's right.
y'all right.
That's right.
You're right.
All right, so Bronny generates 50 million in jersey sales.
Hey, you didn't give me your take on the Travis thing first.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I just think it's wonderful. I love the return of players playing both ways. I think that's real dope. I don't know if it's going to translate to the next level. Like I told, like that's why I asked you and Leon in the group chat because I just really wanted to get you guys' take on it. I got to do some more research on my own, but I just love the idea of that and just somebody being able to contribute on both sides of the field. And yeah, man, I think he's gonna have a bright future ahead of him. I think, if what you guys say is real, in regard to him, choosing a side and really focusing, if that's what it takes for him to be great on the next level, I think he can. That's how talented he is. So, super happy for him. I know that he wasn't necessarily favored going into the night, but I'm glad that he nabbed the trophy. And young man, go on to the next level and do your work. Go make your family generational.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, so Bronny, 50 million in jersey sales. What's your thoughts, man? You starting to see the big picture?
And we gonna sit here and talk about whack ass Bronny. Now let me do my 180. Great move, Jenny. Jenny Bus. Oh my god. Yo, fuck that little $8 million you paying him. 50 million in sales in like a month and a half. Oh yeah. Babe, you doing your thing. I ain't even mad at you. You and Rob are the goats of goats of goats of goats of goats. I totally understand it now. I really do. They're paying this man about $2 million a year on average. He only guaranteed 3 years, I think, the $8 million contract. So they probably gonna have to pay him at least five something, right? In the first year, he generated $50 million. They're paid in full. They're paid in full. Jenny,
Plus,
I told
plus,
you
plus.
sell the team. I told you sell the team. Don't you sell that team? You're doing amazing work. You are doing amazing work. It's my fault for not understanding what you saw in little LeBron James Jr., aka Bronny James. Hey, salute to Jenny. Hey, you're still a terrible basketball player, but boy, you making us a bread. Salute. I ain't mad at him at all. That's why they try to trade for him. Somebody like, yeah, we get another jersey, maybe we get 25 out of it. Get your money, young player. Get your money, G.
All right.
Woo.
Worst take, fans. I'm gonna let Randall speak from the standpoint of a shareholder. I'm gonna speak from the standpoint of a fan. If you're buying a Bronny jersey, you're trash.
You're trash.
And fuck what Bronny James jersey sales are. He just had his first 30-point game in his whole fucking life. Why are we fucking talking about his jersey sales? I want to see numbers on the court. I
You
don't
are
get
seeing
paid
numbers
if
on
the
the court.
Lakers get
50
paid.
million.
I don't get paid if the Lakers get paid. I don't get shit. They don't give me nothing. They charge me $100 to park in that old ass fucking Staples Centers, and then they want to charge me $28 for a shot of tequila.
and
Fuck
17
that.
for a hot dog.
The least you could do is not be in the playing, you motherfuckers. And you're gonna give me Bronny jersey sales? Man, SMD, bruh.
Hey,
I'm good.
hey, look. I didn't say I support people for buying the jerseys. I'm saying they buying them. Salute. Shit. That is crazy.
If you spend $100 on a Bronny Authentic, you
Something's wrong
you
with you.
need to rethink life.
Something's wrong with you, for real. Something's really
You
wrong
need
with
to rethink life.
you. Like, if you're spending 100, like, that jersey's going to be worth $7 in about 6 years. They're going to see that. It's going to be at, the thrift store pretty soon.
You're gonna be cutting the lawn in that motherfucker in 2-3 years.
No, you ain't,
Right.
because you ain't want nobody to know you bought it.
You gonna be washing the fucking cars in that bitch.
It's gonna be the rag though.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be on
So,
you. It's gonna be the
hey,
rag.
for sure. The
Yo,
fuck? You
hey,
gonna put
look,
that shit on your dog in a couple of
I
years.
concur with your statement. If you're buying a Bronny's jersey, something
What's
is
wrong with you? What?
psychologically wrong with you. It is. I can't hold you.
Trash.
Trash.
All right. So the NBA seems to be panicking due to low ratings. What's the cause and solution?
Clearly, they ain't Bronny James.
They
It's
bought
not the
more fucking
problem.
jerseys than they watched the game. They don't even give a fuck about his game,
They
clearly.
don't.
Because
Because
they're
they not
not
watching it.
watching.
They not watching it. They
About
bought
the
the jersey
jersey,
to
though.
not watch it. Oh man, talk about blind LeBron James loyalty. Yo, but either way, sorry about that. NBA ratings, man, the game sucks. I'm just gonna call it what it is, man. The game is terrible. You're out there shooting 53s a game. Like I saw, there's not one team in the NBA not shooting 33s a game. Now let's do some little geek math. There's about 100 possessions each game. That means 50 and 50. No, I'm sorry. There's about 100 possessions each team. There's about
Yeah.
100 possessions each team in a
Yeah.
basketball game, right? So you're shooting. So the minimum is 30. Everyone else is shooting over 30. Everyone is shooting over 30, right? So you only have 70 positions where you're not shooting fucking threes. You're gonna turn the ball over between 10 to 15 times. You're gonna shoot about 30 free throws where the game is called. We're watching 3-point shots and free throws and turnovers. It's a terrible game. People want to see. You know what? We love Michael Jordan because in our head we could never be him. That you love heroes. You love supernatural type things, right?
Who are
We
you talking about?
the goat, right? Shout out to Laces. Um,
Yeah.
Superman, Batman, all these characters are superheroes, and they're things that we can't do. I can go to 24-hour fitness and shoot 11 threes in a game. I can do that
I'm
and
gonna
not
make
and
some
make
of them.
two. And make two. That's what they're doing. So that's not what we love to see. We want to see people do things that we can't do. That's why football is so popular because we look at them like gladiators. Like, damn, I could never do that. That's what's special about it. You got to get back to being special. They should be in panic because the game is in a very bad place, and they need to get back to playing basketball. Take all the guys who read the stat sheet and are in front offices and we talked about homeless earlier. Make their ass homeless as far as the job. Take their jobs first. Get rid of them. They have no place in basketball.
Yeah, so I think it's deeper than the NBA, but we'll leave it there. We'll start there since that's the question. I think number one is the way that they do their local deals. I think I brought this up before.
Yes, you did.
Can't allow a huge subset of huge counties like LA and New York County not be able to see local games because of the way that they do the cable deals. There has to be a way for people locally to see games. That's how you increase fandom. That's how you keep fandom. And taking that away, I know at least in the LA market is really hurt. Number two, the game itself. I won't reiterate everything you said, but I will say this. The game is a lot more exciting when niggas is getting crossed over and getting dunked on. I'm just saying. When the game just became everybody being Steph Curry, then it's just not. I just don't like it. Like I just gotta call a spade a spade. Steph Curry is Steph Curry because he's special. You can't just go replicate what a special person does and then think that it's going to be effective for you. I'm not trying to shit on this person. I'm just calling a spade a spade. There's no reason in the world why Jason Tatum should be shooting as many threes as Steph Curry.
Should. He's too talented to do that.
Period. So that's a huge problem with the game. I want to see more acrobatics at the rim. I want to see people getting dunked on. And I also want to see them, which is my third point, start bringing back the big man. This positionless basketball has only worsened the game. I'm sorry, but I do want to see position.
I do.
And I do not want to see fucking Vucevic out there launching threes. I don't. I do not want to see fucking Rudy Gobert trying to shoot fucking 20-foot bankers. I don't want to see it. Unless you are truly a talented shooter as a big, I don't want to see it. I'm tired of it. Everyone's developing a three-point shot. Fucking at one point, Karl Anthony Towns was leading the league in three-point shot percentage. How? Why? You're 7-1. Why are you not closer to the basket?
With all the talent in the world.
With all the talent in the world, why are you not close to the basket? Joel Embiid out here trying to cross niggas up at the top of the key. You're 7'3", 280 pounds. If you don't drop step and dunk on a nigga, like, what are we talking about here? And you got Bam Adebayo guarding you and fucking these little people. Like, come on, bro. And you're out here trying to jab step at the free throw line? That shit has to stop. I need basketball players to be superheroes again. I need the movie Space Jam to seem kind of real.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't anymore because all everybody does is pull up to that line and yam that bitch.
Speaking of Space Jam, it's like everybody's playing like Space Jam, only when they lost their powers.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it looks like.
Shit is tired out here to keep
Trash.
it tall.
Trash.
All right, so AJ Brown called out Jalen Hurts for his passing woes. They responded by beating Pittsburgh.
And balling.
Any concern in Philly after the comments?
No. I mean, I thought it was much ado about nothing. I thought AJ was just being emotional, but that's what receivers do. They get emotional. They're frustrated. Not good enough basketball players on the football field, so they're always gonna cry. It's just that's what receivers do. But salute to Jalen Hurts, man. Then he got up there looking like he a character out of New Jack City when the game goes to the back. Did you see that press conference? I said he like Dino Brown, little brother. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know Jalen Hurts to be a sensitive person. So I don't think there's no concern to be had there. But I am glad that they have enough I'm glad that they have at least enough of a relationship where they can check each other. Accountability like that is big in the locker room.
I'm glad you brought that up as far as Jalen Hurts' sensibility and being sensitive. We know Jalen's not hurt, and I can speak to this. We know Jalen Hurts is not a sensitive guy, and I can speak to this as an Alabama fan. I saw Jalen Hurts go 20-1 as a starter from his freshman year. He got bitched in the middle of the national championship game. Didn't blink an eye as far as how he supported the team. He kept his helmet on. When Tua came out, he was right there in the crowd. He was right there next to Nick Saban the whole time. He wasn't sitting back pouting. When they all came to the sideline at offensive team, he was right there in it. And then to even making things more show you kind of character he is, what kind of player he is, he could have easily left that year knowing Tua was right there.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? He came back the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Came back next year, and he played a vital role, even though Tua was taking the majority of the snaps. He would get in and do his thing when he had to. They had little special packages for him. And then Tua got hurt in the SEC championship game, and Jalen saved the day for Alabama that year. It's a testament to him. He's always going to be a constant professional. He's never going to blink, and he's always going to be ready when his number's called. And that's why when you be like, I don't know if I believe in Jalen, I always think back to a person who can do that is a person I can believe in. I will war with a person like that who's willing to go through that, lose his job in the middle of a national title game and not leave. And he go, no, I'm going to sit here and stay because these my guys.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be ready when it's time to be ready. Yeah. Hey, yo. Hey, what war you want to start? I'm with you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm with you, bro.
Pick the gun up, stand next to me.
Let's go.
Yeah. I don't have any concerns there. I'm good. So 49ers Devondre Campbell got suspended for 3 games for refusing to go into the game.
I thought they cut him.
I didn't get the cut news. Did they?
No, I don't know. I think they cut him.
I'm gonna hold that off because I didn't see that. But I do know they suspended him for 3 games. I know that this happened in Chicago earlier this year. Is this starting to become a trend?
With him?
No, it
Oh, what?
happened with another player in Chicago where he refused to go into the game and he was suspended for a game.
Is it becoming a trend? Yeah, because these players feel like they're entitled to something. Okay, so they just suspended him. It says they suspended him. I just want
Yeah,
to get that. I just want to get that right. All right. Is it becoming a trend? Yeah, because I think people feel entitled to certain things they don't necessarily deserve. Like this didn't just happen. You forgetting not AJ Brown. Antonio Brown did it. Well, he walked up the field and took his shirt off and walked out the stadium. Now, granted, that was probably CTE induced, right? He wasn't the most stable person in his latter years of playing. But yeah, is it a trend? I believe it's a trend that's just going to keep happening because guys just feel entitled, and we're making these kids less and less and more and more entitled from earlier stages. Like I told Leon in our personal call, I said, he was saying something good, and I kind of shitted on his point because I wanted to talk about building these super teams starting so early. I think is doing a disservice to these kids because they're starting to feel entitled and they're not earning anything. The only person these super teams benefit are the high school super team coach and the college coaches who don't have to go and actually look for talent anymore. They can just go to the super teams and pick players from there. But at the end of the day, these players are going to feel entitled to a lot of things because they're not working for shit. And when you build these kind of situations, like they're talented, and then they get with other talented people, and they play a bunch of teams. They play two teams that are really good and talented like them, then the rest of them they just beat the shit out of, and they're like, "Oh, this is what we do." It's just So I think it's a trend, but it's not starting in the NFL. I think it's starting with the Snoop Dogg teams they're putting together in fucking fifth grade. Like, why do we need an AAU team in fifth grade for football? I understand basketball because it's a little easier to do, but football, you finding 25, 30 motherfuckers to put on your team
yeah,
in football? That's crazy.
that's a lot.
So
Yeah,
what?
I just I'm glad that the NFL suspended him for it. A lot of people are saying that it may lead to them waiving him. You know what I'm saying? Which could happen. That could be announced in the next coming days. Um, I just hope that it sends a message to the rest of the league that you're there to play. Like you're not there. You're not there to pick and choose when you want to play. This is an actual job. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to my job and tell them today I don't want to work. If I do that, there's a protocol for that, and I have to follow that protocol. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. It's the same shit if you're in the NFL. Just because you're getting paid millions doesn't mean that you don't have to abide by protocols and rules. And so I couldn't imagine. I could. There's nothing in the world that could get
I
me
don't want to be a teammate
place.
anymore. I don't want to be a teammate anymore. I'm
Yeah,
quitting.
like well, I was gonna say there's nothing in the world that would lead me to that conclusion as a player.
Man, I'll give you an example of something that happened when I was in high school. Actually, I know it's a smaller level, so when I'm not comparing myself to an NFL player, but I was 16 years old. I had sense enough to make this decision. So he's a grown ass man. He should better make this decision. This kid. So you remember our junior year? We were senior loaded. Me and Marlon. We didn't play as much as we wanted to. Like, let's just keep it a beam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were senior loaded and we were really fucking good, and it was
Mm-hmm.
hard to break that fucking roster. A lot of Marlon was a sophomore, I was a junior,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if my numbers are right, I think we were like the eighth and ninth man on the roster, but we only really went eight deep. So let's keep it a beam. Like they were just running, and we got up. Me and Marlon got our shot. So it was one particular game that we had like a couple seniors and couple. It was like 2 minutes, 2 3 minutes to go in the game, and we were blowing somebody out. And coach asked the seniors, "Hey, you want to go in?" I'm not gonna say his name. I almost did. I'm not gonna say his name, and he was almost like embarrassed that the coach did, and he was like, "No, I don't want to go in." And I remember vividly, I was like, I do, right? And Marlon's like, me too, coach. Like, yo, that's 3 minutes. And me and Marlon had a pact. When we get in, it's us. We already up. Hey, you give it to me, I give it to you. We gonna enjoy this 3 minutes. We practice all fucking week for this 3 minutes.
100%.
Like, and that shows maturity level. And I was 16 at the time, and Marlon was 15 at the time. So this grown ass man should know you don't do that.
Yeah, I don't. Once again, what Nipsey say?
Who even
Who
raised
raised
Cuz?
you niggas?
Who even raised Cuz?
Who even raised cuz? And I don't understand it. I will never understand it. In fact, I don't want to understand it.
I don't want to understand it. I
But
did.
I do want to understand this trade. The Warriors traded DeAnthony Melton for Dennis Schroeder and a second round pick. Was it a good pickup or not?
I mean, I like Dennis. I've always liked Dennis. I think Dennis is a really good player. I think Dennis can help most teams he goes to with his energy on defense, with his ability to score, his ability to shoot. He can definitely. And I understand that those injuries happened there where they needed another guard. But damn, Golden State, you need a big more needed guard. Go get one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good pickup because they had to replace the Melton contract. His contract was meant to be traded if he got hurt because he had such a bad injury history. So they had to replace that. They still remain flexible. I think they're trying to make a big splash at the trade deadline because they've already put out there that they're interested in several different bigs, and they just haven't really become available yet.
Can it,
So
they can have LeBron? I know that's the rumor out there. Please,
nah, I think
please,
that's bad for all parties.
please. I'd rather be bad in LA. Y'all can have y'all can have the circus, but we got to keep Bronny though. It's not a package deal no more.
Now send that nigga to Golden State. Nah, be the first son and dad combo traded. Send him.
People need to stop acting like this is Creighton Griffey Jr. and Senior. This is not the same thing.
No, hell no, it's
Two
not.
niggas is good.
Send Bronny's ass. But I do think it's a good pickup. I think Dennis Schroeder is going to help him with the ball handling. I know that that's something that they struggle with. And I think, he's a scrappy guard on defense. He'll pick up where Melton left off, I think. When Melton was in the lineup, they were really good. And when he got hurt, they took a step backwards. So hopefully they can get that intensity on defense back. And hopefully Dennis Schroeder helps with that. Jimmy Butler is in trade talks. Where's the best place for him to go?
It's a lot of places they can use him. But I honestly didn't really do a lot of thinking about this. There's a lot of places they can use him.
Where? I'm
Milwaukee,
interested.
Milwaukee comes to mind. I don't know how they can get that done. Milwaukee comes to mind though. They need somebody with his edge.
I mean, you have to trade Middleton, right?
Hey, I would do that. I would do that because you know me. I always say Jimmy Butler thinks he's above his station as far as the NBA, but he does bring a certain attitude and he brings a certain skill set. I think with the compliment Dame and Giannis, honestly, off the top of that, that's one place. I mean, Minnesota. It's another place I would like
back to Minnesota.
Back to Minnesota. Put him right there in Minnesota, right next to.
I don't know if they're going to give up that young core for him for a 35-year-old.
But he would mature Anthony Edwards so fast. Because Anthony Edwards still needs a vet. He needs a veteran around him. He needs a vet that can still play.
Mike Conley over there.
Mike can't play like he used to. If Mike was old, could still play like he used to and tell a young kid, like, yo, give me the fucking ball. Because he needs that from time to time. So he knows when to do it. He needs to learn from that because, sometimes it's iron sharpens iron. You need that iron sometimes. That's a place I would love. I can see him going there. We're talking about title contenders, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We're talking about title contenders. Those are the two places that come to my mind right away. I don't want to see him with one of the young teams. Lead them young teams, really, really young teams along. Like I want to see OKC lead that young nucleus together. I don't want to see him in Houston because they're not a championship team yet, but they're building something. Let them rock. Let them rock a little bit. Those are my two. I'm gonna stick with those two. I picked the East and the West.
I only got one place, man.
Where?
Denver. The only place where it makes sense.
I forgot about Denver. Ooh.
I can see him for Michael Porter Jr.
Ooh.
That's the level of it. Him and Jokic, that's good intensity. That's a good bond I would like to see. And I feel like he would raise Jamal Murray's game because Jamal Murray has went on vacation this year. He got his money and decided to take some time off. He's on PTO.
You think Michael Porter Jr. or would you give up Gordon?
Michael Porter Jr. Aaron Gordon is too valuable on defense. He
But you,
guards centers when Jokic
but you
isn't.
losing a lot of spacing and shooting with Mike Porter Jr.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what you're giving
The
up.
trade off. That's the trade off you're willing to
That's
take.
the
Okay.
trade off. That's got to
I
be the
like
trade off.
I like what you're thinking, defensive minded.
Yeah,
I
of
like what
course.
you're going.
Of course, man.
Let's
Of
sit down
course.
on somebody.
I
Let's say
know how to
pause.
build a team. Hey, call me. I should be a GM.
Let's sit down on somebody. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Man.
Call me. I'm available for GM jobs,
Yeah,
man. Call
we
me.
gonna have our feet on the nail. I guarantee you that. We gonna be sitting ready to come. And for people who don't know what that is, it's a spot on the basketball court.
Shit,
So
if JJ can do it, I can too.
I mean, all you gotta
Shit.
do is be friends with LeBron.
I'm joking. All right, so the Bills give Detroit their second loss of the season. Can they really beat KC this year?
No, not until they do it.
Ah, he
I'm
said
on that
not till I
train,
do it.
man. Until you prove you can do it, I'm going with Superman. I'm going with
I
the
am
best
not.
quarterback I've ever seen. The
I'm
greatest
not betting
quarterback I've
against.
ever seen play. I'm
Not
going
betting
with
against Patty, huh?
not betting against Daddy. Hey, yo, they said yes. Hey, put your mortgage up against them. Guess what?
I'm gonna say this. I think they can.
I mean,
I think they can. I I see something a little bit different in Buffalo this year, and I'm starting to become a believer. Every week that I'm seeing him play, and I'm seeing Josh Allen get at it, I'm starting to become a believer.
shit,
I'm not even gonna hold
I
you.
can fly if I jump up the third floor.
I mean, for about 3 seconds.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a crash. I will crash though.
For about 3 seconds. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. I feel like they can, and they're gonna get their chance. We'll see what they do, but I feel like it's more possible this year than it's ever been.
Can they beat Baltimore? That's the question.
I think so. I don't think Baltimore is the problem for them. I think the problem for them is KC.
I believe KC's a problem. That number 15 is a problem for everybody. They see him and it just sees up. But he's supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, the niggas won what 3 championships
I
already?
know. Hey, when Roger Clemens is on the mound, you think about it. You think about it.
A
All right?
few times.
When Barry Bonds is in the box, you think about
A few
it.
times.
You know what
A
I'm saying?
few
Okay, you think
times.
about it.
A few times.
Absolutely.
All right, so switching gears to the W, or no, actually to women's college basketball. Juju Watkins goes for 26 against Elon University. How far you think USC can go this year?
I'm just gonna say it, and I know we're in the West Coast, and we're really close to LA, and we both consider LA a home, and they're gonna get out coached, man. They're gonna get out coached. As good as they look, they're gonna get out coached, and we saw that versus Notre Dame, and it's gonna come down to that elite eight because they're good enough talent wise. They're one of the best teams in the country. They're one of the top 3, 4 teams in the country. They are a Final Four. They are a Final Four team. They can get to the Final Four. I don't think they can advance past that, and that's because coach is gonna come to play. They do too much ISO ball. They don't do enough. They don't do enough movement off the ball. It's pretty much roll the ball out and give it to Juju and see what Juju can do. But when you run against these really good coaches, that shit don't work like that. And as great as Juju is, y'all already know. I think Juju is Kobe and Mike coming to fruition. Okay, but yo, you can't let them isolate in college like that. It's not enough spacing. So I think they can get to the Elite Eight. I think they're Elite 18 because they're going to get out coached. They can lose a game they're not supposed to. But I think their peak is probably Final Four.
Yeah, I think they can get to the Final Four, but when you got Juju, anything can happen. So if she gets hot at the right time, she puts up a 35 ball here, 40 ball here, which is very possible. I think it can happen. So can they win a national title? I think they can. Is it probable? Probably not. I think it's more
I'm gonna go with the other SE team.
that part. That part. If I'm gonna be honest, I think they're Sweet 16, grade 18.
See, that's why I almost said that. I really almost just because they're not coached very well.
No, they're not. They're not coached well
They
at
just
all.
throw the balls out. And they just live off that talent, and they're very fucking talented. Don't get me wrong. They're really talented.
I wish Juju's
Yeah.
could go to SC for a year.
somebody who knows that coach that I know personally is gonna hit me up like, I can't believe you said that. Because I do know a lot of people in the women's world of basketball. Somebody I know knows it for sure, and they're gonna be like, you don't know. I'm gonna get the shit up, but I'm talking about what I seen on tape.
Yeah.
They don't play very well.
No, they don't. No, they don't. A lot of ISO ball. They look like the Boston Celtics out
And
there.
you see against Notre Dame when it got close, ISO all. Meanwhile, Notre Dame's had to run their shit, getting their shit in. Now that's the team we should be talking about.
Yeah,
They're excited. They got a backcourt. They probably got the best backcourt in the country.
they might.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might. All right, so Memphis upsets Clemson to go 7-2. Just want to give Penny some flowers, man. What do you think of the job he's doing this year?
Penny's been building and building and building, man. I think Penny's he's proven to be a really, really, really good coach.
Mm-hmm.
Is he great yet? We don't know because you got to win. You got to start winning titles to be great. But Penny can X and O with the best of them, from what I can tell, and he can recruit with the best of them. Imagine you give him the Kentucky budget, it get ugly real fast.
Yeah, I get ugly real fast. Yeah, I just want to salute Penny, man. I just want to give him his flowers. I know he's been over there grinding for a while. He's had his adversities over there as well, and I'm glad he's gotten through them. And I'm
Why
glad
and
that
all that
this team
shit.
is playing well. And I hope that he can continue getting funding so he can get these players playing and get better talent over there. And if he can, Memphis may be the talk of the town in the future, especially him being who he is. I'm sure that's cachet in itself too. So salute the Penny, man. I'm glad to see Memphis doing well, and keep blazing, brother.
Yes, sir.
So Sac State hired Mike Vick as their head coach. Vick is officially in the coaching box. What do you think about this?
I love seeing black players give back. I love seeing black players they show that they are smart about certain things, because they get a very bad rap of not being intelligent. They're just athletes. But for him to be a head coach, it shows that his growth over time. Vic has come a long way from being on top of the world to being at the bottom. Now, and then he went back up top, and then he started doing the commentating thing, which he did a really good job in. And now he's going to get to cut his chops at coaching. I'm proud. I'm proud for Vic, even though I don't know him. And I'm happy that we see more black coaches out there to give more of these black kids. It's a black dominated sport anyway. So hope.
Yeah, man. I'm especially Vic, man. I had to highlight this just because I was a huge fan of Vic, and everything that he went through, and then getting back in the league, and redeeming his career and his name and his reputation, and then going into the telecasting box and talking about the sport, and it's just great to see him in the space of redemption. I felt like, I'm not saying whatever he was involved in was the right thing, but I felt like he was demonized way too much for what happened, and I felt like he was treated like a serial killer.
Yeah, man.
And it was just like, man, people were ODing on that, man. Mike is not a bad guy. I love that he's able to prove that now. And I hope that he's able to get in there and help some of these young kids avoid some of the same pitfalls he succumbed to. So I'm happy to see him in that role, man. That's dope.
And this is a testament to Dion, man. Dion, you starting something.
Yeah, Dion might be still. Yeah, he's starting a new movement.
You starting something. Like, players have always gone back to coach, but players that look like us ain't always going back to coach. So
yeah, for sure. All right, so curveball. What is one sports event that you would rewrite?
Is it event or story?
I'm gonna say event.
Oh man, I had a story.
Okay, so what's one sports story that you would rewrite?
Magic don't get HIV. Didn't see that coming, did you?
That's good.
Magic stays healthy, baby. The second one is, I got a second one too.
What's your second one?
Kobe doesn't die, and we get to see who he really is. We learn more about Kobe.
Of course.
I wanted to see that because Kobe was starting to open up, let us all in.
All right, so since you did two, I'm gonna do two. My first one is gonna be Len Bias doesn't overdose.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Ooh.
I wanted to see what that was gonna be. And my second one was gonna be Bo Jackson doesn't get hurt.
I think we got three. I think we got four great ones.
Yeah,
I think we got four great ones. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
I
I put
want to
together
see
my
those.
first one. I put together my first one in the last 3 minutes.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah. I saw. I said, oh shit, I got to come up with that. I forgot. That's. Okay. I know what that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Magic don't get A's, man. Could you imagine that? Hey,
They
92,
broke my heart, man.
90,
I was
92
11.
would have looked different if Magic don't get hurt. We have a different conversation out here, MJ.
No, for sure, because the Lakers would have put a different team around him. It wouldn't have
We
just
got healthy.
been,
They would have got healthy. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure. And they could put a different team. They would have funneled out the Worthies and the Scotts of the world. They would have figured they would have got some younger talent in LA around him, and they would have allowed Magic to run that team. Yeah.
We'd be having a different conversation. Let's go talk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We would. We really
They
would.
would have had to see the Lakers again. It wouldn't have just been 91. It could have been 92 and 93 and 94 and all that shit too. In fact, Houston may not have got 94 if Magic was still, because he only would have been like 13, 14 years in the league. That changes a lot.
We have a different conversation about this NBA stuff. I tell you that. I don't care. Nobody say.
No, for sure.
Magic, even if he don't win another title, Magic numbers are going to be stupid if he doesn't get sick.
This is why Magic can't be left out of top fives, because the HIV thing proves the fact that, I mean, realistically, he played 10 years. All that bullshit when he came back, that's nothing. That don't even count. That's like Jordan's Wizard years. No one gives a fuck about that. He played 10 years, basically. 10, 11 seasons. And to put up them numbers in 11 seasons, I mean, in 11 seasons, he went to the finals, 9 times? 9 times, won 5 titles.
Should have
won 7 of them.
It could have won 7.
Yeah, should have won 7 of them. Yeah, I mean, that's why he could never be out my top 5. Magic is a winner.
Look, man, I always say, to me, my personal opinion, don't kill me for this. Magic is the 3rd greatest player I've ever seen play basketball.
Mike, Kobe, and Magic.
That's it, and it's a tight race. We talking about photo finish between all 3 of them. I don't care what nobody say. It's like at the corner, it's just head. Yeah. It ain't no space between bodies. It's head. Pause.
I gotta think about that, Mike.
I gotta get. I said that I seen.
You said
Cap
most.
Cap is obviously in there because Cap is the greatest. Cap might have the greatest career of all time.
He does. No question. The only thing Cap didn't
Cap won every game when he was 2. Okay.
The only thing Cap didn't win was the money.
That's it. Cap didn't win. Cap was winning national titles at 2 years old, not losing games. All right, let's just keep it a bean. So I know that, but I didn't get to witness Cap in his.
Right.
So when I say I seen, that's what I'm talking about.
I gotta think, man. I've seen Mike. Fuck, man. I gotta probably go Mike, Kobe, Bron.
Someone had a conversation in there. They were talking about
Bron. It might be Kevin Durant.
They said, "Well, you told us flat out talent." Yeah. KD's different.
Yeah, he's way.
Someone said, it was like, "How you figure Magic?" I said, "Because I can make an argument Magic's the greatest of all times."
Oh, yeah.
They said, "How you figure that?" They said, "How you figure that?" I said, "Easy." I said, "What is the one thing? If there's one thing that determines greatness, and most people will say, the ability to make everybody else better.
Your leadership.
Who did that better than Magic?
Nobody.
Therefore, he's in that conversation. For sure. Period.
I mean, I think if you're the best passer of all time, you're in that conversation. And I don't care about the assist numbers. Magic is the best passer of all time.
1,000%. And I always look at it this way: if I had a draft, nobody on the board, it's just all the players in the world. Magic is probably the second person I take, if not first.
Yeah, I mean, if you're building a team,
I
if
can do less with more. I can do more with less.
if you got Magic on your team,
He makes things easy for us at that point.
like he's what allows you to do shit like put Bron at the 4. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Or like,
No,
yeah,
he allows you to put Kurt Rambis at the 4.
yeah. But I'm talking about in the all-time team.
No. I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm saying you don't get superstars like that. You might get 2 superstars on an all-time team, right? And it's a bunch of. I'm not saying there's only 30 teams. I'm saying there's an infinite amount of teams, right? So
Yeah.
these teams are going to be balanced over time.
Oh yeah.
I still got Kurt Rambis. I can throw Kurt Rambis out there, and guess what? I'm probably going to win the title.
You can throw any kind of player of any time of all time.
He gonna make him look good. Could you
If
imagine?
you imagine Magic and Steph in the backcourt,
It's gonna look stupid. Steph is gonna be so wide open. Steph is gonna be so wide open. If you hear the stories about how Coop, Byron Scott, and James Worthy talk, they said they would have races down the floor. They said, all we do is run a track, man. They said, once Magic got the ball, they was like, whoever gets down there first, getting it. All we got to do is finish. All we got to do is get down there first. He said, look over and see if they got him. I got him.
That's it.
Who's ever down there first, go get the ball.
I'm saying, you imagine if Steph was, oh my God.
Could you imagine, like, I don't even want to say Cap because Cap was at the back end of his career. Could you imagine Hakeem Olajuwon with Magic? Could you imagine Shaquille O'Neal with Magic? I'm only saying one superstar. I don't need a bunch of superstars. Scottie Pippen's going to average 30 with Magic. Yeah. Just saying. Could you imagine Michael Jordan's Magic?
Yeah. USA basketball. They beat everybody by 70.
Hey, could you imagine, like, will you really do the thing?
You can play with anybody.
He's going to make whoever he plays with, whatever position you have them all time, they're going to go up at least 5 ranks. And the only reason I'm saying 5 is because when you got to like me, I got Hakeem Olajuwon right at that back end of 10, 11 for me, right? He'll get to 5. I'm not sure if I can push him below other guys. But if we're talking about the guys in their 100, oh, they're going to get to 50. They're going to get that legacy going to 50 all of a sudden. You're like, man, top 50.
Yeah.
He's top 50.
There's a lot of centers. There's a lot of players I could think of that I compare Magic with that it would be really good.
You just said his name. Magic Kevin Durant with him.
Oh my God. Come on. Anybody. I was thinking Dwight Howard.
Dwight's a top he's top 10 right now. He's probably top 5 with Magic. He's gonna look like top 5 because he's gonna rebound. He's gonna average about 25, but it's gonna be easy.
Yeah, because prime Dwight Howard could run the floor.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, he was just the stories, what's the legendary stories of him? Man, he was just unstoppable. Yeah, he was catching lobs. Yeah, and Magic was doing this to him. And he was like, ugh.
Magic and Clay.
It's not a player you can't pair. You can't.
No, not at all.
And they're not going to improve. To me, that's real greatness.
You know what would be absolutely insane? Magic and Bron.
Yeah.
Take Bron off the ball and be like, nigga, just run.
And he's going to have to do it because it's Magic.
Yeah.
Magic. He can't be like, Coach, I want the ball. They're going to be like, nigga, it's Magic. Go hit that wing.
Not taking the ball out of his
hit
hand.
That wing, homie. They're going to hit that wing. Even when LeBron gets it and go, he's gonna make Bron a better passer and him to break. He's gonna make Bron a better player because he's gonna be like, oh, this how you do this? Oh, this is easy. Rebound, let's go.
Young Bron running the fucking lane with Magic on the point.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
one that probably should have happened.
Charles Barkley.
That should have happened. Low key.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
That would have been dope.
They didn't want to see that. They didn't want those problems. Because Charles Barkley is James Worthy on crack.
Yeah, I know.
We're talking about actual Hall of Fame player.
No, absolutely.
Like, don't get me wrong, James is a Hall of Fame player, but he's the greatest wide receiver to play the game. Charles can actually play the game.
James had game. James had game.
James had a first step in a spin move. That was his step. That was his move. I always tell people he had a first
Well,
step.
a little jump hook. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Off of what? Off of jump up off of what? His first step.
no, I'm talking about in the post. I'm talking about in the post. Yeah,
Spin. Okay,
that
did he
little
spin?
spin jump hook.
He had to spin, or he did it, or he turned, he pivoted and get by you. That was he had two moves.
No.
But I always tell people, James Worthy, the year Magic played, he was like 20, like 22-9. I could be wrong, a little bit off of that number, but I think it was like 21, 22-9. Magic left 14-6. It's a reason. It's a reason he was like this. All right. Imagine out there like, yo, be Chris Carter. It's just I got it.
Go live your dream. Be a wide receiver. I got you.
That was him. It was catch, dunk. Great.
All right, man. Tell these people where you can be found.
Man, you can find me everywhere, anywhere outside of Diddy's house. You know, I'm not gonna be there, but
No all.
and no. You can find me at the same places, man. Randall_Brandon everywhere but Instagram. Instagram is gonna be realistic_Randall.
You get me at therealtriune.com. It's been Worst Take.
Peace.
Peace.